The clocks moved back 1 hour a few days ago in Europe. The same is set to happen in the US on the first Sunday of November, which this year falls on November the 3rd. Typically, regions that use daylight savings time shift the time forward at the beginning of spring and reverse it in the autumn. This ensures daylight lasts longer during the summer months. If you have a Fitbit, you may be wondering if there's anything you need to do to adjust the clock. The good news is, most probably there's nothing that you need to do. It all really depends on the settings that you have in the smartphone app. To cut a long story short, your Fitbit device gets the time from your iPhone, Android device, or other smartphone or computer that you use to sync. As long as your mobile phone has the correct time, the Fitbit on your wrist should display the correct time as well. Just make sure to open the Fitbit app to allow time for a sync. This should ensure that any change registers. If the automatic sync does not update the time on your wearable device, you can do this manually by choosing Sync Now. If that doesn't work, you may want to try restarting the Fitbit device, the mobile app, and/or your smartphone. Now, there is one caveat to this. All of this really depends on your settings. Now, this works as long as you have automatic time zone detection switched on. If you don't, you need to switch it on from the Fitbit app dashboard. Click on the account icon. That's the profile picture in the top right. In the menu that opens, scroll to the settings, and here you'll find an option to change the time and the automatic time zone option. Toggle that off so that it does this automatically, and the time should update without you having to lift a finger when the clocks go forward or back. The procedure is the same whether you have a Fitbit Charge, Versa, Sense, or a Google Pixel Watch. It makes absolutely no difference. That's because all of these devices use the same app. A final word of note, some features on your Fitbit may be affected on the day the time shift occurs. All of these discrepancies should resolve themselves by the next day. For example, because of a 1 hour discrepancy, your sleep logs for that night might be off. You can correct that manually in the app by clicking the Today tab, then selecting the sleep tile. Identify the sleep log in question, tap the 3 dots next to it, and select the option to edit. Then simply adjust the time so that it reflects the correct number of hours you slept that night. Or just leave it. Things will be back to normal the following day. Another thing to keep in mind is that the alarms may be incorrect by 1 hour that day when the time shift occurs. If you have an important meeting, it might be a good idea to set up a backup alarm to account for the possibility of the incorrect time showing on your Fitbit. The company also recommends switching on the all-day sync option on the days that the clock moves forward or backward. This ensures that the time on your wearable updates more quickly and helps to avoid any issues.